What's up everyone, welcome to the first video of learning Java, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and install JDK for Java, that is Java Development Environment Kit. But before I start teaching you about Java, one question you must be asking: what is actually a Java? Why do we need to learn Java? As you can see, the logo in front of you is just a cup of coffee which is hot, and everyone likes Java. That's a cup of coffee. So let me just close this image and let's go and jump back and ask the question to Google, because I have not created Java, so take the help of Google. So what is Java? On the first link I clicked on it, and here it led me to this website that's from java.com. So here, what is Java technology? Why do I need it? So Java is a programming language and computer, and I don't want to read all of that. There are a lot of applications and websites that will not work unless you have Java installed. That means it has some relation with application and website. So as you know that it is mentioning Java is fast and everything is created every day using Java. So as you know, Java is everywhere. Games are made using Java and Java so many times. Why do I have to repeat Java again and again? So what kind of a software can I make with Java? So as you know that I got the link of quota.com. That's a question somewhat like asking questions on the website, and it gives a good answer to that. So as I was scrolling to this, I got one article that's giving some important things, like something important. So almost anything you make with help of Java, you just need the logic and hard knowledge about every class you have in Java. With the help of Java, help I said? What? Okay, anyways, so you can make application like MS Word and all. You have help of Java, you can make Android application via Android Studio. So you can make applications of Android phones with the help of Java. So you can make small application for basic problems. There is no such limit. You can mix other language, for example XML and Java. You can make Android apps in Android Studio. So to learn making an application in Android, you need to learn Java. So this is very first video of learning Java. So let's get started and let's get prepared to download Java. So for that we need a development kit for that. So I'm going to go ahead and type Java JDK. So that is Java development kit. So here it opens in oracle.com. So Java is the part of Oracle now. So I'm going to click on the first link of Java. So there are standard edition and many other edition, but we need to go with standard edition. So you know that on the first link it directly lead me to this SE download. So I'm going to click on it, and on the first link I'm going to go ahead and hit on accept, and here you can go ahead and choose whatever you are using. Of course you must be using Windows, and this tutorial will be all in Windows. I have this 86 is for 32-bit and this is for 64-bit. If you want to know which version you are using, you have to go my computer or this computer, hit on properties, right click and hit on properties. As you can see, I'm using 64-bit operating system, so I have to download this first 64-bit, and I'm going to go after accepting license. I'm going to go ahead and click on it as I have downloaded and installed it. So next what we are going to do is, as you know that I have opened up like properties. Now I have to go in advanced system settings. Inside advanced system, I'm going to go ahead and click on advanced. Inside environment variable, click on it, and here I'm going to go ahead and create new one, and here we have to write on all caps Java underscore home, and here we have to give it a path. To give it a path, what we will need to do is go in C drive in your computer, go in your properties, program files. Here you get the folder of Java, and here it shows two of the version. Right now latest version is 1.1.1 triple one. That's nice. So triple one. So this is the first one. Open up your bin folder. After the bin folder is been opened, so here are all the files which we will need to do when we are creating a program. So click on this one and go and copy this one. So after it has been copied, as I showed you inside this environmental new, here you have to go ahead and paste the link which we have copied. Okay, so this is the file which I have added, and this is the link I gave it, and this is the Java home. So here is the path I have given for bin, as you can see it over here, and it will be created. But if it is installed or not, so how we can know that it is installed or not? To check that out, we have to use the help of command prompt, that is cmd. Hit on enter. Here it has been opened like cmd. So here we are going to go ahead in small caps. I'm going to go ahead and type Java C, so that is going to look forward that Java has been installed or not. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. If you find this one, that means your Java has been installed. If not, try the steps from the starting. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video, and we will learn much more about Java programming as we have installed Java right now. Next we are going to go ahead and install the IDE for using Java. So that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. What's up everyone, welcome to the second video of learning Java, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and install an IDE for Java. As you know that whatever we do inside a computer, it has been written in a human reading language, and that it is going to be converted into a compiler, and it is going to go ahead and convert it into ones and zeros that what computers can understand, and we don't have to look forward to how does it works and how does it becomes ones and zero, because everything is been done by CPU of a computer. So that's what the work of CPU is. So that is going to be done by the IDE itself. So for that we are going to direct and write the what humans can understand, and it is going to be converted, and it has been going to show the result of whatever we write inside the Java. So let's go and download the IDE for Java that is specially made for Java programs. And inside the Google we are going to type Eclipse download, and inside the first link you will go and hit on that, and it is going to give you this link. You can download this one. I'm using 64-bit, so I'm going to hit on this, and it is going to lead me to this page. Then I'm going to hit the download button, and it is going to get downloaded over here. Or you can download this eclipse.org and hit the download button as neon, whatever you like. It's all up to you. You can go and download any of them. Okay, so now after it has been downloaded over here, copy this one and paste it over here. So now it has been pasted over here. That I have used the zip file and I have pasted over here. So now we are going and extract this file. Let's get installing the Eclipse software. So and create a new folder for that it is going to be inside this folder. So I'm going to type Eclipse. So now Eclipse file will be all inside this one. So we are going to extract this one inside this folder. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to click extract files. Here I'm going to inside my D drive, as you can see the path over here. Then here I have installation software, and inside this one it is Eclipse installed, and here it is Eclipse file what we have created just right here. So I'm going to hit OK and extract all the files whatever is inside this SDK. So now it has been installed, and here you can see all of the files it has been done over here. So this is the main file which is going to be the software. So for that I'm going to right click on it and create a desktop shortcut. So now I'm going to create a desktop icon for that, and as you can see it over here, here is a Eclipse shortcut. So software has been installed. Now we are going to open this software. So it is going to take a long time because it has been starting for the first time in your computer. Next it is going to be processed much more faster because all of the file is being generated already. So let's just wait for it to open up, and it is going to ask you where do you want to save the work file. So I'm going to go ahead and create a file space for that. Java projects, create new one, and here I'm going to type R basic work file. So okay, now it is going to all comes over here. So now I'm going to browse this one. Let's see where it is like inside E drive and inside Java projects. So I'm going to go this PC, inside my E drive, inside Java project, our basic file, and hit OK. So now we have given the work file, so whatever we do inside this one, it is going to go and add all the files on this file. So I'm going to hit OK. So now it is going to create a workbench for us, and now whatever we type inside Eclipse, it is going to be inside here. If you want, you can follow the tutorials or just hit on workspace. So I'm going to click on it, and this is how the IDE looks for Java. So there you see Java SDK file. So whatever we do inside over here will be there. So I'll see you in the next video, and we will start making some Java projects, and we will start the actual project of learning Java. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. What's up everyone, welcome to the third video of learning Java, and in this video we are going to go ahead and add a setup to it. It's optional, if you want you can do that, but I like how it looks. So I'm going to go inside the Eclipse as we have opened in the previous video. So I'm going to hit on Windows, then I'm going to go in Preferences, inside the General, I'm going to go ahead inside the Editors. Inside Editors, I'm going to click on Text Editors and make sure that you hit on Show Line Numbers. So whatever line of code you are going to write, it is going to be checked, and you will be visibly know that how many lines have you been written. Next we are going to go inside Java, inside Code Styling, click on Formatters. So now we can see how it has been formatted, and I don't know why, but I like different way of writing, so it looks much more easy, or you can say much more cleaner to me. It's optional for you, but this will be much more better for you to understand. So I'm going to type awesome Java, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and it is going to give me this page. So I'm going to go inside braces and keep it on the next line, and next line, and keep everything as next line. So everything is inside next line except array initializer, and then I'm going to hit OK and then hit OK. So now everything has been set up. So next up we are going to go and create a new folder. So I'm going to click on Files, New, and here I'm going to click on Java project. It is going to make a project to us, so we have to write the name of the project will be, so keep the name as Tuts as a tutorial. Then I'm going to go ahead and see the file location. If you want, you can go ahead and browse this one, and then I'm going to hit finish. So it is going to create a file inside this Eclipse folder. So open it up, and this is the library which is going to update it according to it, so don't mess up with the library. And here is the source file. So let's get started, and let's go ahead and build some class to it. Inside here on File, then I'm going to go click New, and here I'm going to click on Class. So it is going to again ask me the name of the files, and keep the name as main. It doesn't matter for starting videos, but later on it will make sense to you. So click on public static void main. So it is going to help and create a code, and it is going to be pre-written code which we don't have to write, and this software is going to make automatically for us. So I'm going to hit on finish, and your code will be there. Okay, there you have it. Code has been auto created, or you can say auto generated for us. So this all thing I have written the main, and then this is all the things which is automatically created. So when I was learning Java, you have to write all of this code, and if this is not there, it is not going to work. I don't know why did they do that, but that's how it is. So this is the command, so we can go ahead and remove the command if you want. It was just showing that it was automatically created, and here you can see the line number which we have created, and type something which is going to make something, and it is going to be useful for us. So here I'm going to go ahead and type sy system dot out dot print ln print line. Inside the brackets I'm going to type hello world. I don't know why, but whenever you start making some project, it is the tradition of learning any new programming that you have to write hello world to it and then put a semicolon to it outside you. Okay, there you have it. So now it is showing that something is actually there. Okay, so there you see I did one dot to it. So now the error has been gone. It was showing me the red light because this editor is going to help me out that I have done some mistake. So that was the help from editor itself. So let's just go ahead and check this out that it has been done or not. So here we have a run button to it. So I'm going to hit on run, and here it is going to ask that this is the main.java. I'm going to hit OK, and it's just going to save. So if you know that this is the moment that you know that your JDK and Java file is all been set up, and it is going to give a hello world to it. So now you know that your file is being generated properly. And let me just go ahead and add an exclamation mark. I don't know why, but that's how it looks nice. So now it says hello world. So now your setup has been done, and you just written one line of code that is saying print out and print line, and what it is saying it's hello world. So this is going piece of line, this piece of word is going to give output that is system output and print inline. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video where things goes much more complicated. So I'll see you in the next one. What's up everyone, welcome to the fourth video of learning Java, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and explain you what has been written over here, what has been automatically made. So class, because of the class everything is inside the Java, it is always going to be inside the class. So let's see. As you know that I have deleted one line that says auto-generated code was actually a command. So I'm going to remove this one because this is also a command, but it takes more of the lines. So let me just remove the comments. So now as you can see all of the lines is being created like that. So now I'm going to explain you what has been written right over here. So remove all of this. So I'm going to hit on backspace. So now what we are going to do is, as you know that this has been written like public class and main. So this curly braces, what it actually means that it is inside a scope. The curly braces derive that it is a scope. So as you know that we have gone from file new class, there's a shortcut for it that is this button. So I'm going to click on it, and as you know that we have clicked on public static void main. So what it did, it actually created a lines of code for us, that is this lines of code public static void main and all of this, and then we written all of this. All of this is actually known as method. So this curly braces was saying that it is a scope. So as you know that this method automatically has its own scope built inside the scope. So inside the scope there's another scope that is what we have written as system out print line hello world. So it, because of this line, it printed out to us that says hello world. So now I'll teach you about variables. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it out, and after I have typed it out I'm going to talk about that. And type that out. So it is showing me some error that I have not added something. So let me just go correct it out. So now everything has been corrected. So this piece of software is going to help me out that if I do any mistake, it is going to help me out. So let me just add some more things. Okay, so now but I have written all of this line, so let me explain you what have I written, int number and all. So now this is an actually called as a statement, so the compiler will not know that what it is if I have not added the semicolon. So if I miss this out, it is going to give me an error that something has been missing. So if I hover over it, it is going to give me that option that something is missing, and it is going to say syntax error inside colon complete. Okay, so it is going to say that my statement is not complete and I have not added this. So compiler is actually helping me out that something has been missing, and that missing thing is semicolon. So let me add that out. So it is showing that it is a statement, and it gave me the error that it has not been completed. So this statement, so now what we are going to do is, let me explain you what the statement contains of. Over here is called a variable. The variable is an integer, so integer short form is written as int. So now this one is an integer name. So this is an integer and this is the name of the integer, and here we have added the variable number. So it is going to say that this is a variable value to it, and it has been completed by semicolon. So this becomes one statement. So compiler will not know that it has been a statement, but it is how human knows that it is like that. So if I added a space like that, give it a space like that, it will automatically go ahead and create it out. This is not a proper human way to read the code, because this looks much more better for us to understand. So now this is also the same line. So now what I did is I added the name that is result nc number 1 and number 2. So I added the plus, so it is going to go ahead and add number 1 and number 2, and it is going to give me the option of result. So that's what I have written over here. System is going to print out, it is going to line it, and it is going to give a result. The result will be matching over here, and number 1 and number 2 is going to be added. So if I add or run button, click on run button and give the answer to it. So first it is going to give the answer that it is saying hello world, then read all of the codes, and it is going to print out the result, that is number 1 and number 2. So it is going to add 5 and 7, that goes to 12, and that 12 will be coming over here. So let me just go ahead and run it, hit OK. So there you see hello world, and result is been showing 12. So as you know, there is quotes over here, but here I have not added the quotes because I am going to explain more about variables in the next video and add a quote to result. It is going to and give the result that it is showing that result, and it is not going to detect this one. As you know, that color has been changed. So let me just run this and see if that works. Always save before launching. Okay, so now it is not going to give me prompt again and again. So as you know, that it is showing that result is there, but this was not matching to it. That's the reason it gave me the result over here. So let me backspace this one. So I deleted this one. Now I run it again, so it shows 12 number to it. That's it for this video. I'll go in more depth of variable in the next video. What's up everyone, welcome to the 5th video of learning Java, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and explain you in depth of variables. So let's get started and let's see how we can do that. So as you know that I have added it up, so what we can do with it, so I'm going to go ahead and add a minus to it. If you want, you can go and let's see 5 plus 2 goes to minus 2. That's nice. It can goes to multiply, press shift and then press E, that goes to multiply. So what we can do next is add divided. I wonder 5 divided by 7 what it would be. So let's just go ahead and see if that works. Wait, what? It gives, of course I know maths, and that doesn't make it 0, so that goes like somewhat dot, somewhat like that. So what we can do is, there's one more method for that. As you know that I have added a variable that says int, so it is already going to give you the integer. But what if there is some division of it and somehow it is going to come inside a decimal? So for that we have another variable that is named as float, and add a float to it. So and add a float here also, float. and let's see if that works. So I'm going to run it, and there you have it, 0.71. so it comes inside the decimal. So float is actually helping you out that it is been inside the decimal. So float, what is the reason behind learning about integers, float and so on inside the variables? So let me just go ahead and explain you about that. Whatever we write inside this code, it is going to go inside the RAM, and how the RAM is going to interact with that. So as you know that whatever we type right this, compiler is going from top to the bottom. So it is going to read this line of code, this is empty, it is going to read this line of code, it is going to read this line of code, and so on, 9, 10, 11, and according to the line numbers. So now what we have to do is, how should I explain you that what compiler did and now what RAM is going to do, and explain you. So there are two type of variables. So let me just go and say, as you can see it on your screen, that there are primitive types. Inside the primitive type, I showed you two of them, that's integer and float. So there are many more. So I'm going to go and give you the second, that is after primitive type there is complex type of variables. So as you know that it is, for example, a string is there which is being used most of the time. So you know that string is inside the complex and it is coming with capital T, so it is also a class to it. So I'll show you about the class about that, but why do we have to know that how many of RAM it is going to use? As you know, the computer always works with bit, byte and so on as a normal statement, which I had explained you about the variables. So it is going to be int my integer, and it is going to be plus, negative, multiply. So all of the things which is inside the int variable and take only 4 bytes. Switch back to my Eclipse and let me just go ahead and explain you about all about that. So let me just go and delete all of this. Okay, and now everything has been empty. Type int space, okay, my integer, and here I'm going to keep it the name as 1000, and another variable will be float, and here I'm going to keep it a name as my float, and here I'm going to give it a name as 2.5 and close this one. So why it is giving me a red line? So it is going to say it is mismatched, so it is going to be same as double. So I'm going to show you what is double right now. Just wait for a second. So I'm going to give it an F. So what this RAM is going to understand is, if I have added the F to it, so it is going to take the 4 bytes to it, but if I don't keep it as F, it is going to understand that it is a double variable. Variable is a type of, like double is also the type as I added integer and float. So it is going to understand that it's a double to it, so it is going to take 8-bit of size. So let me just go and add F to it. So now it understands that it is good. So there are many of them, and int and float is being used most of the time. So as you know that it is taking too much of time, so let me just go and add some to it. Type byte, my byte. Let me just go and keep it like here. Okay, my byte, give it a value to it and close this one. So red line, red cross is gone. So it is going to take only 2 bytes of it, and it is going to give it inside this RAM. So now there is one more thing, that is short. So it is going to be my short, give it a value as 100, and after integer there is long. Okay, so after integer there is long, so it is going to take much more bigger size for that, and here I'm going to keep it as my long and give it a value as 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then close this one. So after the float, as you know that after the float there was one more decimal. So as you know, all of the byte has been shown, that all of the variables to it. So for the float, if there are more of the code which is going to be more of this, as you can see it right over here, much more detail after the dot. So for that there is a double that I was saying about, double my double double, and keep it as 25.5 and then close this one. Now it is going to say that I was saying that if I remove this f, it is going to understand that I have added this kind of variable. So as you were seeing that it is showing that it is double, so to make it a float we have to add an f to it in the end. So compiler knows that it is a float and it is going to take 4 byte to it. If not, it is going to take 8 byte as a double to it. So what about all of the numeric has been added? What about the character to it? What if we type some character to it? So for that there are another things which I am going to add there. So that is car, that will be my character is equal to, and here I have to add a single quotes and then close this one. So whatever we type inside the car is going to be always inside a small character, and it doesn't matter if I keep it a small c, capital C, or a number. So everything whatever we type over here inside this car, it is always going to understand that it is a character but not numeric. So let me just go and keep it small c, and there is something which I was saying about string. So string is also a class because string, because it takes the capital S to it. So it is going to see that it is a class to it, and explain you about that later. Let me just go and add a string, and here we know that we are going to keep it a double quotes to it. So hello, I am a string, so here you know that string has been added, and this inside the double quotes it is going to go and give it, as you know that it has been printed hello world. It is showing me this one because I have not saved it and I have not played this one. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand all of this numeric variables and character variables, that is complex type. So string is complex because it is also a class, because it takes a capital S and all of the classes take capital first and then it is going to be small. As you know that all of this variable has taken the smaller character. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. What's up everyone, welcome to the 6th video of learning Java, and in this video I'm going to be teaching about declaration and commands. So let's get started and let me show you. As you know that we were creating variables, so at this point I think we are prepared to know how the variables can be addresses in another ways as well. In previous videos I have made integer, my integer, and give it a value as 10 for instance. Okay, there you see that I have created somewhat like that, but there's one more method that we can use it. Later on it will be might useful, but in the small project like this it is okay with that. So let me just close this one and just put like my integer. So I'm going to go in the next line and I'm going to add my integer, and I'm going to give it a value on the next line that will be 10. Okay, there you know that my integer I have given the value on the next line. This is the type and this is the name of variable, and here I have given the value on the next line, and explain you what we have done in the previous lessons, and add a number 1 and then close this one, integer number 2 and then close this one, and add result and then close the result. So as you know that this is how I have created and given the example in the previous one, but it also had the value. Make all of this one, as you know that it is all inside this one line, second line and third line. So what if I just remove all of this and here and give it a comma and add number 2 and then close this one. So as you know that I have removed inside this one and it already became in one single line. So that is adding integer in a single line, and multiple integer is going to be inside the single line. And you know that it is not only like 1 or 2, I can also add a 3, number 3, and then close this one. It is also going to work. So now what I am going to show you that, let me just go and try something else. For example, let me just go and give it a value inside this single one. So I'm going to go ahead and add a value to it, 10, and number 2 will be 20, and number 3 will be 30. So as you know, that's giving me some warning because I didn't add a double is equal to sign. So IDE is actually helping me out that there's some mistake inside this one. So as you know, this is somewhat like that, and print a result to it. So let me just go in this next line, result is equal to number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3, and then add a semicolon to it and tell the system that we want it to print out. Print system dot out dot print ln inside brackets. I'm going to type result and then close this one and add number 1, number 2, and number 3. So let's just check it out and see if that works. Let me just go ahead and play it. So it added 10, 20, and 30 and gave the result as 60. It works. Okay, now as you know that it is working right now, so I have explained you the declaration part and give you the explanation of comment. As you know that when we started the program, I removed the params that was multiple comment and the single line comment. So let me just go and give it as some space, and here I'm going to press the shift key. Beside the shift key, I'm going to press this one, and I have to add 2 of them, and here this is going to be I learned declaration of variable. Okay, now it's better. So as you know that comment was like that, so I'm going to go inside this one and I'm going to add this is a single line comment, so that give you a hint that there are multiple lines as well. So after that I'm going to add some spaces to it. So why do we need a comment? So as you know that we have created something, and if we forget that what that was, comment is going to help us that this was the comment, this was the piece of code which we have written, and it is going to help you or some other people who are working on the same project to it. So comment is helpful for that. Press this one and then put a star to it, and here I'm going to type this is a multi-line comment. Hit enter. As I hit it enter, it automatically removed all of the red lines and created an end tag to it. Here I type more lines to it. It doesn't matter what do I type inside the command because it is always going to be read by me, and it doesn't matter what I write inside here. TYKE. So it is going to be read by humans, so compiler doesn't care about that, because if it added this stroke and the star and add 2 stroke over here, compiler will going to not read that and skip that one. And one more thing that came in my mind, that as I was teaching about the variables, there are some of the rules that you should follow. As you know that we added an int to it, and if I keep it as 5 number, that is not going to be accepted even if I complete it like that. So if number 5 does not accept if I keep it inside, so we have to keep the number always on the back side. It won't be helpful to keep it on the front. So if I keep it a space to it, that is also not going to be acceptable, because all of the lines should be jointed and it becomes a single variable name. So next what I wanted to show you one more thing was int Java. Awesome. Okay, if I keep it as like this, it is not going to be accepted, as you know that cross sign is being showing. So you can join this one and it is going to be work like that. There okay, I forgot the is equal to sign. So now it is going to be acceptable, but that is not readable perfectly. So you can go and add some underscore to it, so that is much more readable, or you can just go ahead and add a camel case to it, so that is also readable. I just like to add like this, small caps, or just keep it like that, so that camel case is going to work fine. So that's it for this video tutorial. I'll see you in the next video, and if you have any question that you can always keep it inside the comment section and I'll help you with that. See you in the next video. What's up everyone, welcome to the 7th video of learning Java and teach you about the control flow of if-else if statement. So let's get started. And whenever I started learning programming, all I wanted to program was to make a game. So in this video I'm going to go and take the format of how to make a game, and that I will teach you about if-else statement. So first I'm going to go ahead and add int player score score is equal to 0. Okay, now it's fine. Int score is equal to 1000. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an if statement to it. So after that, inside here I'm going to type player score greater than is equal to score goal. So as you know that this is matching this one, that's why it is getting highlighted, and this one is matching this one, that's how it is getting highlighted. So what we created, I created a statement that is showing 0 is the value and this is the value. So player score is going to be greater or equal to this, so then it is going to give the value of what the score is. Keep it in another line so it will be much more better for you to understand. So next I'm going to type system dot out dot print line, inside brackets I'm going to type you won the game, and inside here I'm going to player score is equal to 0. So once it is going to show is it is going to show you won the game, and after that it is going to reset that score to 0. Then it will go and proceed to another line. So here I'm getting warning, that means that I have not added semicolon over, so that's the sign to help me out. So now what it is going to do, it is going to see that my score is greater or is equal to that, set and score to it, type player score is equal to, let's just keep it as for example 990. So okay, there you have it. So whenever we have said that this is the score, it is going to be started and this is the score goal. Once he hit this score, it is going to go to the next level, but if not, and asks that do you want to restart this game. But if he hit the score, it is going to be greater or is equal to that, then it will show that you won the game. So next what we are going to do, add another statement to it, player score, and then this time I'm going to keep it less than and give it score goal, so it is going to match this one, and this one. So next, inside the curly braces, okay, because of the help of editor I got the and tag over here, so type syso. So I'm going to get a help from this piece of software, that I have to press Control and then space bar, and it is going to go ahead and autocomplete syso and then Control and spacebar. So it is going to autocomplete it. Just for your knowledge that this is how you will get helpful when you type it again and again. So here I'm going to type sorry, try it again. you lost the level. This is piece of message is going to appear whenever he hit the score. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this one and see the message is showing that sorry you lost the game because it is less than 999. What if I just give it, for example, 1100, so it is more than 1000, and play that one. Wait, what? How can this piece of software is going to give that you won the game and you lost the game again and again? So that's what happened there, because as you know that it is going to go from 1 2 3 4 5 6. So whenever he hits on the score of this, it is going to check this if statement and it is going to print out you won the game. Then it is going to reset the game and keep the score as 0. So now the score is being 0, so it is going to go ahead and see this piece of score and print out this that you lost the level and you have to try that again. So there is one shortcut for it, that we have else. So tap else to it, so print this piece of message. So it is going to select this one or this one. So else work as or this one or this one. So if or else and play. So now the score is higher, so it is going to appear you won the game. So let's just go ahead and check that out. So here you see that you won the game, and this was try again later. What if I keep it 100 and play that? So it is going to say sorry you have lost the game. So let me just go ahead and keep it 1000 again, and there you see. So next I have one more thing that I wanted to teach you, that as you know that there is only two options, that you win or lose. And how can I teach you about one more else statement? So I came an idea about that. What if it is score goes to same exact score as 1000? I'm going to go ahead and give him a bonus point to it. So on the next condition, what do we have to do? Taught you about if statement, else if statement, and I'm going to go ahead and teach you about else statement. So here I'm going to go ahead and inside curly braces SYSO control and then hit the spacebar and give it for example, you have perfect score, but for that control Z over here and take it over here. Just copy this one, remove this one, control, and here keep it as double is equal to, and if it is not that, so it is going to give that you have won the game, and here just take it you won the game, and also you made the perfect score, so you get the bonus. So let me just keep it on the next line. So this is showing that it has been added this one, so it is going to go in my same area. So I hope you learned that how if is used, how else is used, how else is used, if else statement. So I'm gonna go and play that out. So it is, as you can see, it is showing you won the score because it is like that. So what if I make it exact score to it? So it is exact score, so it is going to go and give it a perfect that you won the game, and you also hit the perfect score, you get the bonus. So that's how it is going to select that this statement is true or this statement is true or this statement is true. And if being a programmer, you will get used to it by adding this. And one more thing I wanted to teach you, that adding 1 is equal to, it is going to be an assignment, and adding 2 is equal to sign, it is going to be equality. So adding 1 is an assignment and adding 2 is equality, because if I add single one, it is going to determine that it is an assignment, as you know that we use it on the top over here. And inside the if statement, adding 2 is equal to is going to lead us and let the program knows that it is an equality check. And that's it for this video. See you in the next one. What's up everyone, welcome to the 8th video of learning Java. In this video I'm going to be teaching you about Boolean data type. and nesting of if-else statement. So let's get started and let's see how we can do that. So as you know that Boolean data type is like a switch. Whenever you turn on your lights, it is going to go and give you the lights, but whenever you turn it off, it is going to dark your room. So let me just show you how it is done in codes of Java. So I'm going to go ahead and type Boolean and give it my Boolean and give it as true or false. TRUE, true or false. It can be true or it can be false. So whether we can turn it on or turn it off, and give you about how we can use it in if statement. So I'm going to go in this, and here I'm going to type my Boolean, give it as true, and inside here SYSO control spacebar, my Boolean is true. And let me just go and give you an example of there is some error. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now it's fine, it's matching this one. Comes over here, and I'm going to go and give it an example for you to understand. Let me just go and add an a and give it a value as 5 and close this one. Int b is equal to 10. So I have added two examples over here, so if it is true or it is false. So there I'm going to add a is greater than b, and inside the curly brace I'm going to go and add SYSO control spacebar. A is smaller than b. So this is how it is going to go ahead and check it out, that a is smaller than b. So it is going to go ahead and execute this one. As you know that this is going to be printed out over here. So now what we have to do, it is showing false, so it is not true technically, TRUE. And if you make a spelling mistake over here, this is going to give you any problem that you have done any mistake. So there you see, as I am recording this video, I'm not concentrating on my keyboard, I'm concentrating on what I'm going to go ahead and explain you next. Okay, anyways, as you can see it right over here, it is true. There's one more thing that is being shown in the programming world, that if it is true or false, then why do we have to write this one? As you know that it is going to try that out like that only. Why do we need to have a true and false statement for it? So there is one more thing that we can do it. But that is in Boolean data type, as you can see it right over here, add a double true and type TRUE. So that is going to check that if it is a Boolean, it is going to be true, and if not, FALSE. But for a shortcut for this one, what is the problem, that if it is true or false, there is one shortcut for that, and I don't like that really much. For the Boolean type, in some cases you will be very helpful for that. So there is like adding this, there is a greater than sign, and if it is not equal to, I'm going to go ahead and press shift and then press 1. So this exclamation mark, it is going to give it that it is false, and if the exclamation mark is not there, then it is going to be treated as true. Same way, if you comes over here, it is showing you that it is true. I'm going to go and add double sign to it, so it is going to treat that this statement is true. So what if I remove this, and there is a shortcut. Whenever you go and read someone's source code, there you may find out that they must have been added an exclamation mark to it. So that exclamation mark is going to tell that it is true. As you know that I don't like this exclamation mark, it was for a shortcut, and if it is false, so I'm going to add double quotes to it. Double is equal to, that is going to be equality check, FALSE. So it is false. So this is how the Boolean data type is going to work. So next, I'll teach you about nesting and remove all of this. Our previous lessons which we have learned about if-else statement, try that out. score. Inside the score, here I'm going to go and give it, for example, let me just go and try that out. Sorry for typing slow. Anyways, so this is how this if else statement is going to look like. SYSO, and here I'm going to go and give it this point of time u1 this level. So I'm going to go and give it an example that how this Boolean data type is going to be look like. So okay, there is showing me error because I have not added the quotes to it. So now I added the quotes and now error is gone. Okay, now error is gone and code is similar to it. The score is not added because there is no so as you know, the code is there, it is going to give the value, and this is how it is going to do. So next what I am going to do is, as I teach you about Boolean data type, so now in this example I am going to show you that how Boolean data type is going to be used in the if statement. Give it as Boolean and give it as if on the level there is one key to it, and if he goes and take the key and complete the level, it is going to give that you have taken the key as well, so you will get the bonus. So let me just go and print out another statement to it, but let me give it a Boolean has key is equal to true. So it is going to assign that this player has the key or not. So there is one nesting to it. If statement has key inside the quotes SYSO, you also has a key and you clear the area to a next level. So as you know that it has been cleared like this, so this is how it is going to show that you have cleared this area and now it has a key as well. But if the score goal has been true, so it is going to check that the score has been showing that it is more than 1000, and the score has been more than 1000, and it has also taken the key to it in the level and give him a secret, and it is going to be giving that you have also taken the key to the next level, so we'll give them extra point to it. So that's how it is going to give that your score is been true and you also has the key for it, so you can unlock the another level in the next stage. So that's up for this video. I'll try something else and I'll teach something else in the next video. What's up everyone, welcome to the 9th video of learning Java. In this video I'm going to be teaching you about while loop. So while loop is somewhat like if statement, so let you know that how it has been done. So let me just type int. Let me give you with example so it will be much more better for you to understand, and give it a value of 5 int NUMBER number 2 and give it a value of 10 while, and as you must be watching that this looks similar to the if statements. Type number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is greater than number 5, so and print out the message. So for having the message I have to type okay, now this is what I want, and type system out inside the quotes. This is where I see loop. So let me just keep it a capital just so it look nice. and try it reading like that, and it's going to again start with 1 2 3 4, and it is going to go ahead and 17 and going to go ahead and start again. That's what while loop is going to do, and show you how it is done. So just let me just run this one, and then when you see it comes over here, it is going to go ahead and go again and again, and it is not going to stop. So how we have to going to stop it, I'm going to go inside over here and terminate and then close it. So it close it like that. So whenever you listen to music and just hit the play button, it is going to again and again until you run out of your batteries, and then it is going to stop it. But the another way to stop this one is open your music player, close your music app, or just hit on the pause button, and that's how the music is going to be stopped. Same way it is going to come over here. So we just stop the terminate button. That's how we close the app. So we don't have the pause button in this way in this system. So let me just go and show you about how we can stop this in another way. So as you know that it is going to start from top, so now what I'm going to do is whenever it reads from top to bottom, as you know it is going to go from 1 2 3 4 5 6, give it a number 12, and number 1 is going to be value of 12. So it is going to read it first time, and on the second line we are giving the number 1 as 12. So number 1 is not going to be less than 2, and it is going to be 12. So it is going to and read it once, and it is going to stop on the same. So let's just play that out. So there you see, this is where I see loop. So it is going to try that only once, because on the next line, on the 12th line, we can see that it has the value of 12, not the value of 5, and try that again. So next what is the another way to do that is adding a break to it. So I'm going to type break and then close this one. So it is going to break the thing, which is going to terminate it from start to bottom, and then going to be break like this whenever it hits this 12th line. So let's play it and let me show you that if it works. So there you see that this is where I see loop. So it is going to be break like that. So next what I want to show you that there is another way that whenever it goes and hit over here, it is going to start it again. I removed the breakpoint over here, add it a number to 1, and I'll give it a value as number 1 and add 1 to it. So whenever it goes from there, let me close this one. So error message goes away. So let me show you that it is going to go from top to bottom, that it will add number 1 again, and then it is going to go from start to bottom, and it is going to add number 1 again, and going to go start from bottom and go on and on until it reach number 10, because after number 10 there is no value of number 2 to it. And play that out. Okay, let me just remove this message and give it a value of number 1. Okay, now it is going to read this message and going to add this one. So let me play that again. So now what it did, from number 5 it added +1, so it is going to be number 6, and then number 7, and until it reached number 10 terminate, because it has already reached number 10 and there is no way to go on number 11, and because the statement is going to be false after that. Teach you something else, tell you about do loop. So what a do loop is going to do is, let me just read that out, and here I'm going to copy this one and just paste it over here, and just remove this line of code and also the brackets. So as you know, the while loop is on the bottom. Okay, there you see an error message because I have not added this one. So now the error message is gone. So it is read the do message. Mostly do loop is not more useful because it is somewhat like while loop. So as you know that while loop is still there in this loop, so it is going to execute it from do loop and go to while loop. So let's play that out. So same way it is going to add 6, 7, 8 and 9. So it also read do loop and while loop at the same time from top to bottom. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. What's up everyone, welcome to the 10th video of learning Java. In this video I'm going to be teaching about for loop and also pre and post operators. So let's get started and let me show you about how we can do that. Type something out, that's ends over here. Number 1 is equal to number 1 plus 1 and then close this one. So I think you must be knowing that how it works. It is going to go ahead and add number 1 will be value to it, and this will add number 1 to it. There is an easy way to do that, so close this one, and that easy way is adding double plus to it. That's what we say as pre to it. Add plus behind number 1 2 times, it is going to be known as post. So how it is going to be worked, so let me just give you the example of how it is going to work. As I have added over here, so let me type it out. Number 1, as you know that I have added double 1 to it, so as you can see it is going to show number 1 to it. So what if I added it behind it and try something else? So let me just go ahead and play it. Again it shows number 1. So why it is not going to show in different way is there are some ways when it is going to give some effect to it. So let me explain you about how it is going to work. I have added that out, so let me just go and add number 2 to it, so it will be much more better for you to understand. So number 2 and number 1 here, and instead adding print 1, I'm going to keep it 2. I forgot to add semicolon. That's the reason I was getting the warning to it. It is giving me an error to it because I don't have number 2 to it. Number 2 and give it a value as 1 to it, and then close this one. So do you think that it is going to go and give any other value to it? Play that out. As you can see that it is going to give me the value of 1. Close this one and add double plus on the back side, that goes to be pushed. So play it. Anyways, you get the idea. So let me just close all of this one. For inside the brackets type int I So as this piece of code I have tried it right now, so let me just try and explain you what it has been written. So this piece of line you know, and I just wanted to show you that this is the string and this is how I added the chart to it. It must be much more understandable for you. So now I'm going to explain you about for loop. This piece of code is one statement, this piece of code is another statement, and this piece of code is another statement. So total it makes 3 statements in this one line, so it is like shortcuts. So what we are doing over here is, let me just comment that out. So let me, generally we are using for loop. On the first one we are initialization, secondly we are terminating, and third we are incrementing. So that must be much better for you to understand. On the first we give it a value as 0, and then second way I just gave that if it cross number 5 it is going to end terminate, it means that it is going to close this one, and third it is going to add number 1 to it, so that will be number 1, number 2, and then number 3. So that's how it is going to work. So let me play that out. So as you can see it right over here, it is going to go and put a value, that value of I is going to be I, so it is going to go from number 0, it is going to be number 2, and it is reached till 4, because at the 5 one it is going to be terminate, that means it is going to be stopped. So in this way you know that how it is going to work. Next, what I wanted to show you was, what if I want to terminate it inside this one. So here I'm going to give it an equality to it, and inside here I'm going to give it a break to it, and then close this one. I'm going to then give a break to it, so that means it will start from 0 and it will go till 2. So let me just play. So it is going to go from start from 1, 2, and it is going to end it over here as it shows. Number 3 is I had added double equal to, that means it will go till 3. not more than that. So that's how you know that it is going to work like that. And I added the statement to it, and I also added what it is going to work. So that's it for this video. I hope that complex thing of for loop is going to be much more easier for you when you just start coding, because this was the simplest I can make it. If you have any problem with that, you can just comment down below. I'll try to help you out with that. So see you in the next one. What's up everyone, welcome to the 11th video of learning Java. In this video I'm going to be teaching you about switch statement and logical operators. So this will be the last video of control flow, and in the next video I'll start something else. Let me type something out so that will be much more better for you to understand. Number 1 is equal to 0 is WITC and switch. Number 1. So as you know that this is a switch statement, this is the head of switch statement, and this is the body of the switch statement. So now what I'm going to do is add some keys to it. Keys will be for 0, add colon to it, not a semicolon, colon to it, and then SYSO control spacebar. Okay, inside the quotes, this has the value 0 to it. So next what we are going to do is whenever I go ahead and play it, so it is going to give me the value that this has the value 0 to it as expected. So now what I'm going to do is going to add some more cases to it. Add a space and then type case 5 and your SYSO control spacebar, and here I'm going to go and inside the quotes I'm going to type this has value 5 to it as expected. What do you think it is going to print it out for that? Let me just go ahead and play it. So it is going to say, okay, it is saying that there is some error because I had added semicolon not colon, so that was the mistake I did, and then play it. So here what do happen is it is going to print out number 1 case and number 2 case as well at the same time, and add some more case to it, case 10, and this time I'm going to go and add colon to it, not a semicolon, SYSO control spacebar, and here I'm inside the quotes. As you know that it is going to go ahead and check out all the cases to it. So play it. It is going to print out this has value 0 to it, this has value 5 to it, this has value 10 to it. So why this is happening, it is actually checking out that it has the value 0 to it, and then it is going to read case 1, case 5 and case 10. We have not added anything which is going to determine that what kind of a number, what kind of a variable it is going to be look forward to it. So and add a number statement to it, and add, for example, and your number 1 has the value 5 to it, and then play it. Check out, and it is going to skip case 0 to it, and it is going to go and check out case 5 and print out this one. But why it is going to and print out the statement which is inside the 10? So the reason behind that, it is going to go inside this top to bottom, as it is not loop statement. It is not start from top to bottom, stop to bottom again and again, because this is the switch state. And so what we have to do next is, there is the method which I told you about, that is adding a break to it. Add break, close this one, here also break, break, close this one, and here also type break, and then close this one. So now what we are going to do is, as the number 1 value is 5, it is going to find this out, and it is going to print what is inside case 5. So and play it, and there you see that this has the value 5 to it, and it breaks over here, and then it is going to go and skip all the methods within this statement, and just going to go inside and start from the next line, which is going to be some methods below that. Right now there is no method, that's the reason it is going to print only this case. So what if I try and give it a value of something else, which is not 0, which is not 5, which is not 10. So there will be the case, for example, what can give it a value, for example 6, and I'm going to play it. There is no method to it which is saying case 6 is not there. So how it is going to find out that case 6 is not there? So there is one shortcut to it, that we are going to go and type 6 and then colon case 7 colon. So if I add 6 or 7, it is going to execute this piece of code, and then it is going to give the value what is this, has the value 5 to it. So let me just go and add 6 and 7 and test it out that if it works. So I'm going to play it, and there you see that it is going to print out the value 5, 6 and 7 because I have added number 6 to it. So next what we have to teach you that what if I add number 8 to it, will it have any value to it? So let me just play it. There you see there is no case 8 to it, and add one more thing to it, that is going to be default. So let me just add a default to it, default, and here inside the default I'm going to type syso control space bar, and here I'm going to type I don't understand what you are trying to say. That's what, as you know that it is giving me red line because it is not inside the quotes. Give it a quotes to it. So now the red line is gone. So now everything is fine, and check that out that if it works or not. So as the value is 8 right now and we have not added the case to it, so it is going to print out this value. So let me just go and test it out. So there you see that I don't understand what you are trying to say. So this switch statement is going to check the case is this, case is this, case is this. If all this case is not there, it will go and find out this default one. As the default one is in the bottom one, it is going to go and execute this piece of line, and then it is going to print out the answer as I don't understand what you are trying to say. So that's it for the switch statement. Now as I wind up this video, I would like to show you one more thing, that is logical operators, and skip this piece of code, and here I'm going to try something else. So let me just go and add number 2 as we have done with number 1, type number 2. So let me just go and add, what if we try to do it in if statement, it is going to work like same way. So let me just go and test it out, will that work, and then add 0 value to it, and here add if statement number 2, the value is equal to means equality, and then add a 5, press shift key and below the backspace 2 pipes to it. So it is going to create an OR thread. So the number 2 has the value 10, and then add 2 pipes again, and then number 2 has value 15, and then close this one, and then inside curly braces type syso control space bar, number 2 has the value 5 or 10 or 15 to it. It is going to be inside the quotes, so it is going to print out this value. So add value to it, number 2 has the value of 0 right now, so it is going to print out first the value is 0, but now there is no value to it, add an add type number 2 has the value 5, and then close this one, and let me just run it. So it is going to find out, okay, it is also finding what the case is over here, so it is going to print out this one, and it is going to add this one. So in this video as you know that I have printed out this one because it is going to give the case of print number 1 and number 2 as well. So right now we are studying about number 2, so we have to concentrate on this value. So number 2 has the value 5, 10 or 50. At this place it is known as pipes. So let me just and type that out so it will be much better for you to understand. Set the code tag, add some pipes, and that means it is double pipe. That makes it a value of OR, and here add, if there is OR there must be an AND, and I add ampersand to it. That means it has double ampersand and it makes a ampersand and it is end, and add number 3 value to it. So let me just go and add 3 to it. So now and teach you about OR. So now it is showing number 2 is 5 or number 2 is 10 or number 2 is 15. So it is going to find this is the first statement, second statement and third statement, and add number 3 to it. One more, and here I'm going to give it a value as 2, and inside OR and add ampersand to it and give it a value 0, and add 3 and give it a value of 5, and as you can see the number 3 has the value 5 and number 2 has the value. So now number 3 is there. It is going to go and check out this one, and let me just and play that out. As you know that number 2 is value over here, so I'm going to go and add int number 3 and then close this one. So it is going to go and check out number 3 is an int, and then it is going to play. So let me just go ahead and proceed. So it is going to give me error. Why it has been showing me error? Okay, there you see that I have not made it inside the quotes. Double and means ampersand. So let's just go ahead and play that out. So it is going to say number 2. So let me just change this one and play it again. So there you see number 3 has the value of 5 or 10 or 15. 15 is this one, but you got the idea. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one, and next one will be a different topic, and it is not going to be a control flow. See you in the next one. What's up everyone, welcome to the 12th video of learning Java. In this video I'm going to be teaching you about arrays. So attention, this video might confuse you because it is somewhat logical and it is going to give you practice, then you know that how it is actually working, but I'll try to make it much more simpler so it will be much better for you to understand. So let's get started and let's see how we can do that. So type my int, and this time I'm not taking circle brackets, and here add a square bracket to it, and here I'm going to give it my array is equal to new int, and here also square brackets, and then close this one. After it has been closed, and give it a value, red line goes away. As you know, the int is a data type, and here in place of circle bracket I added a square bracket because this array is going to understand about it. But as you know, this is going to be like, why do we have to write array, and explain you that why is array important. As you know, in the integer type number 1 and add variables to it, and then give it a value to it. So in this array, what if we have thousands, or you can say hundreds of variables? That is going to be very much confusing because we have to go on and until we reach like thousands. So we are going to end type till like, so that will be very messed up. So for better solution for that is array. That was the piece of line I just added over here. It is giving the value which is going to be number 100. So as being a Java developer, you have one bonus point. That bonus point is array actually understands the value, and explain you about that. As you know, this is int square bracket, this is my array, and then we add a new sign. so it actually understands that is the value where this variable is going to start. It is going to be int and it is going to be the value that is 100. Behind the scene, what it is actually doing is it is going to add int to it, give it a name as my array, and it is going to be new, and behind the scene it actually created till number 100. So how it is done? It is because the value of array is actually used by making much more bigger programs. As you know, in this video you can only see till 14, but in the actual project when you can start it out, it will be like thousands and 2000 somewhat lines you must have written in your program to run it, and then it is going to be the final project to submit it. Because of that, array is going to be much more better and much more benefit for you. And explain you one more concept about arrays. Now it is going to handle only one data type. So as you can see it, I have used in data type. So in this data type we cannot add a string and double to it because it actually holds the in data type to it. So it is going to handle only one. So right now we are using int. Is going to take the value of int. Bring you one more concept. As you know that I have created till here like this, and add the same thing like my array. As you know that what we did in the previous one, then close this one. It is giving me a complaint because there is one more square bracket and another square bracket. So that's what I wanted to show you once again, that it doesn't matter if you keep it in front of my array or behind my array, but you have to keep it only once. So it is going to be only once, either it's forward to it or either it's back to my array. It doesn't matter, but it must be there only once. So they pre or post, it doesn't matter, but it must be there. So next what I wanted to teach you was my array. That will be new, and here I'm going to type it and give it an int inside the square brackets, and after that curly braces. Inside the curly braces I'm going to go ahead and give it a value because there is no value. As you know that we have created int number and then we have to add a value to it. So here we have added the name, it is going to be int, and here I'm going to give it a value to it. 14, 16, 18 and 20. I forgot to add, I don't want to add a full stop. In place of full stop you have to keep it a comma to it. Actually understands that what we are trying to say, and then red light goes away, that means you are fine with the code. So and add SYSO controls this bar. So here I'm going to give it my array, and inside the square bracket we'll check the value of 2. So now what do I have to understand is int number and then give the value. So this is going to be the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 18 and number 20, and play it. Maybe it is going to give the value of 14. So let's just go ahead and check that out. Wait, what? As you can see it is showing number 16. I'm not confident that it is going to be number 14 because I added word maybe. So let me just go ahead and explain you how this thing happened. Actually in every program this thing stays the same, as it is going to start with the value 0, then it is going to be number 1. This is total 5 of them. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So according to Java it is only 4. So now what do I have to see is, so if I give it a value of 0, what do you think it should print? It should print number 10. So let me just play it, and there you see that it is giving the value of 10 to it. So now you understand that how the logic works. So next up what I have to show you, array initialization was tapped out. Alright then, as I was saying that this is value 0, value 1, value 2, value 3 and value 4. Cutting the clip I just typed all this one and remove this one, and let's try it with another one and then close this one. Alright then, back with my typing. So as you can see it, I had added int inside the square bracket. I added another array, new int 3, give it a value as 3, and here I'm going to give it another array that is going to give the value of 50, and as you know that it is going to start with 0, 1, 2, 3. So we can make it from like this, horizontal or vertical, it's fine with that. 0 is 50, so you know it's first one, this is the second one and this is the third one, but according to programming it's 0, 1, 2 and so on and so forth, as you can see it right over here. And sum another array inside the square brackets, give it a value 0, and here I'm going to give it a plus another array inside the square brackets, add 1 to it and close it. So we are doing mathematics, so control and spacebar, and here I'm going to go and give it sum. So it is going to check out sum and print out what is the value of sum. So we are going to go ahead and take 0 and it is going to add it with 1. So 50 plus 75. So let me just run it and see what gives the answer. There you have it. So this program, this piece of software is actually adding 75 and 50, and you don't have to use your mind because you are bored with doing maths, and we have created a calculator using Java. So there you have it. 50 plus 75 is equal to this. What if I make it 2? According to that, it is going to give 150. So let's just go ahead and check that out. So and there you see it gives 150 to it. So now what I have to teach you was something else. What if you are going to go ahead and give a big project and you have too many of lines of code you have to do it? So there is some shortcuts that I would like to teach you. That shortcut will be inside the square bracket. I'm going to give it a big array because we are going to deal with big projects. Big array, and your new int, give it a data type. Inside the square brackets, I'm going to give it, for example, 100 of lines. We are going to type it. So it has 100 variables for, so it is going to be taking the help of for loop to it. Int I, give it a value 0, close this one more value, and it is going to give it 100 semicolon, so plus, and then give it an I. So now I think you know this program of what I have written right now. So now this is one variable, second variable statement, and this is third variable statement. So it is going to start with zeros, it is going to be int, it is going to be int, and here it is going to go and start with what is 0, and it is going to go ahead and add 1 to it. So now you know that according to this logic it is going to start with 0, and according to this logic it will end with the value will be 99. According to us it is 100, but according to Java it is going to go ahead and end it with 99. So now what do I have to try? Something new, and let me explain you something about that. So as you know that I have give it a value of 100. So what if I just can give it a value, for example, big array, that big array and length. So what do we have to do is it is going to assign the value of I will be big array, and it is going to give a length of whatever it is written right over here. So if you have a bigger program and if you then give it a value 1000 to it, it is going to automatically connect it, and it is going to be 999 according to Java, and we have to just go ahead and change it right over here, and we don't have to type it over here as well. So we have to give it a value only once over here, and it is going to automatically detect, and it is going to be the value of what is right over here. So and that's up with the big part of learning Java. Next will be much more easier, or you can say much more better for you to understand the program. It will be better that if you just go ahead and practice this Java, and it is only going to work when you just go ahead and gain some experience. I know this was pretty much been in your head, but when you just go and program it with yourself, it is going to help you in your future program. But this was the simplest way I would like to do it. I know it was very big video, but it was giving you a lot of knowledge of arrays, and it will be helping you in the future. So that's it for this video.